Good morning, hello. Today we've got a really big delivery. I mean, really big. I've got to go and meet the delivery driver. I did not anticipate this. Money's on the outside. Come on. I don't even know what to do with this. I'm going to have to unpack it a box at a time. It is literally a pallet. This is crazy. Oh my God. So remember, we did, in fact, I can probably show you, we had a plan for last summer as one of our summer weeks. We were going to do last summer, Elm Street and Cherry Falls as kind of like I know that Elm Street is not a Y2K film, but there's multiple Halloweens, you know? Is that the same film? Is Nightmare on Elm Street a different film from Halloween? I'm not a horror film person. Funnily enough, I did film studies at school, at college, and we had to like do a whole thing on a particular horror film. And I remember seeing like snippets of these different horror films in this film studies class and being like, this is enough for me. And we had to pick one film to do this whole thing about. And because obviously I don't like horror films, I was like, I need to pick something that I can stand to watch again and again and again. So I chose Cherry Falls because it was almost a spoof. It's still right on the edge of too scary for me. I really don't like horror stuff. And so I chose I chose Cherry Falls, but I don't really know a lot of horror films. So maybe Elm Street and Nightmare. Is Elm Street, are they somehow intertwined? Because I feel like Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, Halloween? That's not right, is it? They're completely different things. Elm Street and Freddy Krueger, Halloween, Mike Myers. Okay, well, Elm Street makes no sense then, because I thought we were going for a Y2K vibe. Anyway, that's by the by. In the past couple of weeks, it has come to my attention that there is a new I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I have been beside myself annoyed that I couldn't make the scent work. I didn't like it. It wasn't right, and I didn't want to release something that wasn't right. I didn't feel like when people got that, they were going to be like, wow, I really, really liked that. And that is always the goal. And if you know from the off that it's like subpar, I feel like with some people, you're only going to get one opportunity at that sale. And if they don't love the thing they bought, you may never see them again. So I just didn't want that to be the reason, you know? Especially because it's called Last Summer. It was kind of mixed messages. It was supposed to be a little bit like woodsy. Really, it should have been more summer. It should have been more like sunscreen. Anyway, so because I've been burning down all of the candle samples that I've ever made in order to reuse these jars, there's one particular one that I was burning down at the weekend that smelled amazing. It smelled like just gorgeous, sweet, fresh melon. And I was saying to Karen, I wish I had burnt this sample earlier in the year because this is such a good, like I can smell it now in my mind. I could smell it all over the house. I loved it. And, you know, it's coming up to August. It's too late to be launching spring summer fragrances now. We're well into Halloween season in terms of like online retail plans. But when I was watching something earlier on today and it was like 3 days till Last Summer comes out, I don't know what it was, but something twigged in my mind. We could redo this and it could be this scent. So I've just ordered new labels. This is all money it didn't need to be spent. I don't even have the wax for this. I only have the wax for about 20 candles now. Our wax supplier is out. Like this is a mad thing. Plus the film comes out in like 2-3 days. So I'm hoping that the labels come in time for the day the movie comes out for me to be like, ta-da! Here's an amazing scent. And we'll have one last push on our Summerween fragrance collection before proper Halloween starts. That's the plan. But that was a completely mad... I think, honestly, that palette of jars coming this morning did something to my brain chemistry, and I was like, go big or go home. My labels arrived. These are there's a couple of things I think are new. The main thing is the new version of Last Summer. Yes! Oh, this is a beautiful thing. Melon, fresh lemonade, sunscreen and despair. Oh, couldn't be happier with that. And then we decided to do specific like coloured labels for diffusers for these, because we feel like these are going to be super popular. Maybe we'll do it for all of the autumn collection, but we're going to just do this for now. Mostly because we've got some like generic labels that we can use for those things, but we mostly did that for the shop, because when you buy something online, you can choose the scent that you want, and then it comes in a generic label, and that's fine. But in a shop, it's kind of difficult to do that. So since the shop's been doing so well, we're like, might be worth putting the money into that. So steadily, we've sold a lot of candles already. It's incredible. I have got 10 minutes before I've got myself for work. And I just remembered that I made this candle for my nail tech the other day. She wanted one for someone's birthday. She was like, do you do a birthday candle? I'm like, we do. I need to label this and box it for her to collect today. This is another sample. I've been like second guessing so many things ahead of the autumn launch, because I haven't ordered some of these oils yet. And I'm like, no, that's definitely oil. And then I go, let me just do one last sample. I'm just panicking a little bit. I don't want to get, I suppose the thing is, let me bring you up here. I don't want to order, I haven't ordered the oil yet. I haven't ordered the CLP. That's like, they're the two things that are combined for these two particular scents that I'm not blending. I'm doing a straight oil. And there's no reason that it can't be the very, very best. And so I don't want to go all in. Like, I can't change it. Once I've made the first candle and it's out there, once someone's bought the first candle, I can't then change the scent. So I don't want to get into it and be like, oh, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. Especially with Mystic Falls. I'm like 99.9% sure I know the one that I want. But this is like Mystic Falls 2.0. So I really need it to be right, you know? Birthday cake, here we go. Do you know what? This might be the first birthday cake label I'm using. Because we had no oil, if you remember. Speaking of oils, I had no oil for a long time. Like, I don't know what's going on with that particular brand. With that, something is happening, because they are out of so many oils. There are so many that is way off. I tell you what, I am going to treat myself to this season. I'm going to get one of those not a label machine, but it's like a thing that, put this down here. It's a thing that helps you align the label, because I just do them all by eye. And I feel like 9 times out of 10 they're fine, and then there's like that 10th where I go, whoo, where were you looking? Because I'm basing it on a line of the wax, which I find it easier to label them. See, is that straight? I think that's straight, but then you go, if the issue I've got is this, the bottom part, this is not a straight line. And so the more I look at it, the more I'm like, where is the wonky line? Is it the label, or is it just the bottom of the jar? I don't know. And then bubbles. Bubbles are the bane of my life. I do have a little pin here, look. Just in case I need to eke out a bubble, but I think we're good. Yeah, I can't even remember what I was saying. The place that I was ordering a lot of our original oils from, they've just been really letting us down in terms of stock. And then there are a couple of patchouli in our Witch's Brew candle, or our Witching Hour candle. I was going to call it Witch's Brew. And it's literally on the back of this, it says Witch's Brew. The patchouli scent was like the bulk of it. It's like 80% patchouli. And they stopped. Well, they didn't stop stocking it. This is the thing. They're not discontinued. They're just out of stock, these scents. And the problem with that is you kind of are holding out hope for it to come back. And so you're not putting in a lot of effort looking for an alternative. So I've been having a problem finding an oil that matches that patchouli, which you wouldn't think you would, because patchouli is patchouli, but because it's 80% of the fragrance, it really needs to be as similar as possible, especially because that's my favourite autumn fragrance. I feel personally like, no, that needs to be right. So I've tried a few different ones. Pure Scented is winning so far because I want it to be kind of like a sweet patchouli. Right, we've got birthday cake. Then I've got the labels all stacked up like this. These are the box labels. Ta-da! So I just need to find a birthday cake box label, hopefully. Maybe. Is it way in the back or is it? I really thought it would be closer to the front because these are like the, there we go, birthday cake. So yeah, Pure Scented is like, they've saved me on a couple of occasions with their oils. What am I looking for now? I'm looking for a box with the final touches. Also, everything that's on this desk is just like stained onto the desk. It's not actually a dirty work surface. I love this tissue paper. Karen has ordered me, it's actually in the back of my car, I just haven't taken it out yet. Karen has ordered me some new tissue paper I'm hoping is in a similar colour because I really got bored of the grey. Just, you know, it's the same, isn't it? Okay, and this is another one of those. Get it on straight. No pressure. Well, it's not straight, but it's close. I'll leave that by the door because I'm going to work today in the office and I won't be here when she comes to collect it. So I'm going to just leave it by the door for Lee to give to her. It's been a few days. Listen, I came downstairs just now and I can smell the sample of Witching Hour. This is a miracle. And it smells exactly the same, just right. Because so much of Witching Hour is just, I'm just almost flashing you here. So much of Witching Hour is just patchouli. So getting the right patchouli was so important. But not only getting the right patchouli, but getting the patchouli that smells almost identical to the patchouli that we used last year for the people who, like me, absolutely loved that fragrance. I mean, I was kind of duping a fragrance from, I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous vlog, but I was duping a fragrance from, Jesus Christ, that spider's enormous. From, what's it called? Yankee Candle. But I was only duping it so much as I looked at what the fragrance notes were, and they are patchouli, cinnamon, and vanilla. And I just kind of like came to the conclusion of I think I use 80% patchouli. These are trade secrets here. 10% cinnamon and 10% vanilla. So it really is, like if the patchouli's wrong, the whole candle smell is wrong. And I tried a couple of different ones and I was genuinely getting to the point of like, I'm just going to have to find a completely different fragrance oil for this. Like, I'm not going to try and make it similar. I'm going to do something completely different because it just isn't right. These are the things where you get in your head a little bit too much and maybe other people don't care as much as we do. We don't have enough customers for it to be this important. But this was really important to me. And so to now come downstairs and smell the right smell is like, it's perfect, right? I'm going to give you a little warning now because I've got to show you this spider. It's enormous. And I know some people are freaked out by them. I was just looking in this mirror and it's down in the corner. That's sizable, I think. That's a pretty good one. My niece was here yesterday and there was a tiny little spider. And she went, oh, it's a spider. She's 3 and I thought, this is the age where you can try to absolve those fears, or like try to, not absolve, what would be the word, I'm not like assuage, try and make them not be scared of those things. Because for the most part, we pick those fears up from other people. So I was like, oh yeah, isn't it cute? Don't get me wrong, I don't like spiders, but I'm not like run out of the room scared of them. I'm not keen. I have other fears. But no, I'm not like, I wouldn't run away from a spider. And I thought if I could say something to her that's positive, maybe she won't be afraid of them. And she was like, I don't like spiders. She said, spiders in my house live in the toilet. We came to the conclusion that her dad puts the spiders in the toilet. Understandable, I've seen it happen. But it made me laugh because she's probably going around telling people that there are spiders in her toilet. So since I still don't have any more wax, a couple more days till the seller, the supplier that we use is back online. We still don't have the wax, which I completely understand the issue that they have. But from our perspective, it's been frustrating. I'm hoping that when they do come back online, I am able to get it, because there'll be a lot of people like me and people with much larger businesses that are also like desperately waiting, like clicking and clicking and refreshing until it's available. So I'm really keeping everything crossed that I do get it. Just, you know, put out some good vibes for me. But in the meantime, I can't do anything. I can't make anything. I have been washing out old candle jars to reuse, but I did get the new labels, and I don't know whether or not I showed you these. I took them to the shop to show to Karen, and then I left them there for a week. So don't think that I put them in a vlog. I'm going to show you. I'm so happy with them. Just for some context, let me show you what we had last year. So last year we had 4 different scents. We had this, which I really liked, these like coloured smokes. They were all different, slightly different smoky backgrounds and different colours for different fragrances. But when it came to doing the actual Halloween ones, which were This Is Halloween and Witching Hour, we used black jars, and that label on a black jar, it just didn't look right. And I wanted to do something different. I knew, I took all the pictures and was like, this is not doing it for me. So I looked into the different options and I came up with this, which I still think is fantastic. This on a black jar really had a real pow to it. But this year, because supplies have been so difficult to get hold of, and more expensive all the time, and we want to keep our costs as low as possible for the customer, we were looking at different options, and I decided that I really wanted to just do clear jars across the board. We have clear jars for Christmas, and we just have a really nice label. All the Christmas jars arrived last week. The beginning of this vlog? Oh my God, this vlog has been going on for so long. Was that the beginning of this vlog? It might have been when I had all the candle jars arrive. Haven't even opened them yet. We'll do that in a second. I'll open one box just to make sure they're right. So they all arrived last week, and I think that they look really good in spite of the fact they are clear jars. So I've decided to just keep clear jars and make the statement thing be the label. So I didn't feel like that black label was gonna like hit quite as well on a clear jar. So instead I ordered, and this was a bit of a test, we ordered 4 of the 6. I was kind of like hopeful, but you tell me. I've already made up 6 before I ran out of wax of This Is Halloween. This on a clear jar I think is going to be amazing. Depending on the light, it just looks full rainbow, or it looks, it's like orange. It's like an orange thing, and then you go, whoa, rainbow. So we've got This Is Halloween. We've got Witching Hour, which is the one that's been causing me all the grief. We have Mystic Falls, which this is basically Mystic Falls 3.0 at this point, but is a beautiful scent I'm definitely stuck on. And then finally, a new one for this year is Stars Hollow, which smells kind of like sweet and vanilla-y and like toasted marshmallows and caramel. And imagine you just kind of like wandering around Stars Hollow in autumn. That's kind of what the vibe was. Someone did ask if it smelled like Luke's, so we did put in like some hints of our coffee shop, but it's going to be mostly like sweetness, because I feel like our coffee shop scent is quite sweet. I was talking about this in a previous vlog, that I think that some of our original scents do need to be renamed, because coffee shop doesn't do well online anymore. Did it originally, but in person people are picking it up all the time and being like, oh my God, this smells amazing. And I think it's the name, I think it's the way that we've marketed it. So we'll see. I'm very excited to see what the uptake's going to be on the new ones, the Stars Hollow specifically, but also the Mystic Falls. Now it's having a bit of a redo. And yeah, we are having to delay our autumn launch a little bit, because all of the wax that I thought we were going to be set for the autumn collection, we ended up using for stocking the shop. So we've had to delay things a little bit, but it is what it is. Maybe this is all meant to be. Maybe this is like absolutely for the best that we had to do that. Time will tell. And yeah, fingers crossed I am actually able to get the wax when it comes back in stock, and it's not already just gone immediately. What was I going to show you? So, we were going to open the jars. Let's see. I'm really hoping that these are good, because, I mean, first of all, I have loads of them. I can't open all of them and make sure none of them are broken. That's not a job for today. I'm not even going to be pouring in these jars for a month or so. Woo. But I just want to open them. First of all, and make sure that they are the correct jars. But at least if the top one is not broken, then that's a good sign, right? Oh, look at them. Oh no! Maybe I should open them all, because this one is actually broken. There is a broken one in the top box. So maybe I should open them all. I just don't know where I'm going to put them all. This is the best way to store them right now. Oh, I love these jars so much. I think it's worth like having a really nice chunky, a special jar for the Christmas ones, don't you? I'm not going to open them right now, but they do need to be opened. I'll get that done. I need to check like within what period I can go back to them and say these have been damaged, because it's so many. Surely they don't expect you to open every box immediately. But I have had them for almost a month, not almost a month, almost a week. So I probably should open them all soon. Manny is looking at me like he's so annoyed. He's trying to sleep and I am bothering him. Anyway, that's going to be it for this vlog. Thank you for joining me. I'm sure I've asked you lots of questions. If you've got any answers to those questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next week, and fingers crossed, even if it hasn't arrived, I have managed to order a huge new batch of wax for autumn and all of the oils that I was deciding on.